know, Grand Bassa County is the home of hospitality. It's where the nation hospitality begins. So yes, everything is okay. We're working out things as local government to buttress the effort of the President pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development in the interest of our people. So sometimes we can't fall short of doing that because the president is always on his feet, in his bed, and in prayer with Liberia and Liberians, so that Liberia can go at a higher level in things of development and the capacity building of young people that are coming up. So we as his lieutenants, we are on a moral obligation to follow suit same. So we always do that, and we never fall short of doing that.
Absolutely. So talk to us about the PAPD and how is it impacting Grand Bassa and the people of Grand Bassa County, the PAPD, in terms of
the PAPD
development? Yeah.
Well, in terms of development, the PAPD is making significant impact in the lives of the people in Grand Bassa County in terms of development, because knowing fully well that Grand Bassa County is one of the counties that receive social development funds from national government through concession companies that operate in our county. So we're making maximum use of what is being remitted to the county from national government through social development funds and county development funds. And I'll tell you this, since we took over in 2018, when the President of the Republic of Liberia appointed me and my team, we have done significantly well in reaching out to the rural parts of Grand Bassa County, where there have been no visibility of project since the foundation of this country. So we are connecting bridges, we are building bridges, we are building clinics, we are building schools, we are building markets, we are building structures that the people can visibly see. So in fact, there are some places when I'm moving with my local government team, the people spray lava on the ground for us to work on the base of the kind of work we're doing. And I will send pictures of some of the projects to you so you can know that yes, indeed, some of the things you see on Facebook, Basel a day, so you can see for yourself. And the next time you come to Liberia, I will be able to send an invitation to you to come to Grand Bassa County to spend a week so that I can take you to some of these projects, start to know exactly what we're doing here.
Right.
If you go to District 1 today, I will begin from the 5 electoral district, and I will start with District 1. In District number 1 will be a commissioner office in District number 1 that border with Margiwi County around the Division 29 building. That place is called Jacob Latetan. In Jacob Latetan, before you get to Jacob Latetan, you must cross in a ferry or you cross in a canoe. Can you imagine places as such? We are building projects. We have constructed the commissioner office and local government are there. We control the office already. In fact, it's been dedicated since last year in Jacob Latetan.
Right.
And then once we follow the show, know Jacob Latetan, they will know what I'm talking about. Can you imagine how to put the cement, the cereals, everything, how to put them in the kingdom to cross it to get there?
Wow.
So if we're taking project to these places, it means that the pro-poor agenda for prosperity and development is manifesting in the lives of the people. In the same District number 1, come to Orange Grove, that is really on the road.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first Commonwealth district in Grand Bassa County since 1822. When you get to Orange Grove, we constructed a morning market for the people. And mind you, all these projects are not just projects that we're doing on our own.
Yeah.
These projects is based on what the people want, based on the budget law. Because the budget law says if you receive monies for the people through social development fund, there should be a county council sitting. And the county council sitting should comprise of people from the various districts that will come and participate and decide at the county sitting on what they want.
Right.
At the county sitting, according to the budget law, the caucus chair should preside as the presiding officer. So while they are presiding as the presiding officer, they don't make decision on how the people money is being spent. The people themselves come and sit and decide, say, we want this. And because they want that, you put it in resolution. Because if you cannot do a resolution that's signed by all delegates and to tell member of the caucus, that means you cannot get money from national government, meaning that you will not get the money to spend it. So before you receive the money from government, you must have the resolution signed by all of your lawmakers and signed by delegates that come from the districts and that participated in a county development council sitting. So based upon that, then you can now apply for the money. So we always go almost like budget hearing.
Yeah.
Like at the national legislature, also like budget hearing. So at that budget hearing, you come, you say, okay, we're projecting 1.5 million from national government, and in the 1.5 million, they will do the projection allocation to every district on what they want. So based upon that, after that, now you can go and implement the project. And we are not just the implementer as superintendent of the county. So now I see people on Facebook, this, that. You must follow all of the processes that lead to, or the PPCC Act and the Public Financial Management Law. All of these laws should be followed to the letter. In fact, when you come from the county sitting, you need to write the PPCC to inform them about your procurement plan and submit it to them. They must be able to okay the procurement plan before you proceed with anything.
Right.
You cannot just go and proceed with anything like that. No, you can't do it. It will be a gross violation of the budget law or the public financial management law. You understand?
Right.
So we have to adhere to all of these things. So to do that, you must be able to be meticulous enough to work and to earn your character and save it for the better of the future of your children. So based upon that, we're able to construct a market in Orange Grove District. That market being dedicated as well. In the same district number 1, we were on compound 1. We were able to do a massive renovation of the administrative building with molding last. And in fact, we have 3 inside bathroom right now to the administrative building. The structure was built almost 80 years ago with no tile. We changed all the window glasses. All the old window glasses that were there, we had to change and put sliding window glasses there.
The building older than me and you.
Of course, yes. It was built way in the 60s. You understand? I'm telling you. So, to enhance the administrative work of local government in that area, it was resolved that we do a total renovation and extension. So we had done the extension and the renovation. Right. We dedicated that. In fact, the current Coco chair now is from that district on Rohan's Pachu. He's an opposition lawmaker. He's an objective person. He believes that the people left matter not because he's an opposition. So he's been working with the local administration since the election. Yeah. And even the Favmon Coco chairs, we all are working together. So we just dedicated that one as well. And then in the same district number 1, we built another administrative hall around the Lawsville end. It's on the way already. It's an ongoing project. And in district number 2, we are constructing a market at the Silver Compound. You know, what they built, the current structure of the market, at the time the structures were built, almost like 20, 25 years ago, the population in that place was not as high as compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so based upon that, you have logging companies moving all year and there, and the market is on the road. So the delegate decided that we relocate that market from the road and take it to a place that is very conducive for the environment and the people. So now the market is nearing completion, they're around 80%. And then in the same district number 2, we constructed a commissioner resident. You know, commissioner does not have an office, and while they are the one doing all the work to bring the report to me as a superintendent and my team. So they move here and there. So we constructed a mooring house in Giba. If you can remember, something I played called Bogan, when the president went on his tour, that was my hometown when the president went there. We built a mooring structure. Today now, the commissioner and his team are working there. Paramount chief, they are all working there, and the job and their work is being enhanced in that direction. Right. In the same district 1, in the same district 2 that we're talking about, a borders fitting to the around Batara, which is the Bon County Bell. Yeah. Since creation, there have been no road to connect those places. I was growing up as a kid in that place. In fact, I used to walk 8 hours to 10 hours to see a market ground because there was no car road. Nobody could pass through. So we used to go way Bon County to the market. You know what I'm saying? Wow. From Grand Bassa, can you imagine? So when we took over, the delegate decided I would build a bridge, and which is around the Farmington Belt on the other end there. Yeah. In fact, that bridge is one of the huge projects that the county is undertaking. In fact, it's nearing completion. If it were not because of the rainy season, we have dedicated that because it's finished. They just need to do the backfilling now, and then car can pass on it. Those are giant size projects. And these projects I'm talking about, it is a project funded by Social Development Fund through national government. Wow. Those things did not happen 12 years ago.
No.
Those who were still voting, they were still voting for government in, government out. But they did not achieve that amount of project in social development fund where the money were here plenty during the former President Seti administration.
Yeah.
So today, projects are ongoing there. The bridge is nearing completion as I speak to you. In fact, we're constructing a clinic there, modern clinic as well, because you talk about district number 2B that almost like you have an inhabitant of close to 25,000 people. Some of them can go with the Bon County to fit into to get health care. Some of them you have to tow some of them in Hammer to take them with the compound to and other nearby places because those places were not accessible. As I speak to you now, the president was able to drive 4 hours to reach to those people because when we took over, we started to work on the front of Market Road. I've been working with the lawmaker on Romero Mosey Macau to making sure that these places are accessible to our people because I too from there. So today now you can pass through Wakata, you pass through compound, you go to Bonka, you don't need to park Kagata again like how we used to do it way back in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s. I'm telling you today, we used to pass through, so now we pass through Moserado County when they bridge into Dusaka. We used to pass through Moserado County before we go way back to Kakata and go to, Bon County before you enter Grand Bassa. But today now, as I speak to you, you can drive from Buchanan Street, you go to Wakata, and you take the Dusty Road, you go straight down. You go straight to Bon County. So you see, this government is trying to make everything possible. Wow. So that our people can feel the impact of development and changing the lifestyle story of our people. So when the president went to that place, the poster hailing the president, look, since 1847, we've been here. Someone used to go vote in Bon County, we voted here. That was the first of a kind for a president to come spend more than 2 hours with us and dance with us and sing with us. That shows that this president loves development and loves his people. So that's the project in district number 2. Now, if we come to Buchanan district, we are constructing. I followed some politicians the other time they were on Facebook. They can't take money to build, represent the district office. No, there is no lawmaker get access to county social development fund.
Right.
In fact, the budget law make it very clear that the county social development fund is managed by PMC, the Public Management Committee. You understand?
Yeah.
The project management committee in every county, they want monitor and implement project in social development. They don't just go do project by themselves. Like I told you from the inception of our conversation, delegates, meaning the people will decide on which project they want. Any attempt for a superintendent or a PNC chair to change the project is a gross violation of the resolution that was signed. In fact, the Minister of Internal Affairs will not approve that identical spending because that means it is not in the resolution and you want to be changed. No. Before you do that, the delegate will come back to Kansas City and change their own decision by what they want. So you see, so the bidding representative, no. Or when the county sitting, in fact, the 11 county council sitting, it will resolve that we must build a district office. Whether Honorable Matthew Joy represented or not, it is a district office and a lawmaker that, in fact, in that office, you have the office of senators. So whenever they come to the county, they must go to that office to conduct their business.
Yeah.
Yes. So any lawmaker that win, they must go to that office that where they will operate from.
Talk to us about, because we had it on the show earlier on, about the Cloud Hope Foundation elder folks home in Buchanan.
I come in that. We in Buchanan district. Don't worry, I'm going to all land those projects because those are landmark projects since 1847. Old folks never had a fitting place to be. They just usually be roaming the streets. So we're going to come to that. Okay. But I want to come to the county projects before I come to national project in the county.
Right.
So we're able to buy a dump truck for the city to clean the city to get the garbage out of the street. We got that in 2018, 2019. So now the district office is under construction right now as I speak to you, and they make significant progress. Then we move to electoral district number 4, where you had a large plantation.
Yeah.
In district number 4, in the past 12 years, in the amount of 225,000 were allotted for a bridge to be constructed to connect a town called Zwagatan, which is a very good economic hub, farming activity, mining activity ongoing, logging activity ongoing, but there was no bridge to connect the people. So the past administration failed on that bridge after they received $225,000 to do that bridge. They didn't do it. In fact, they did a bridge that the water went away. So when we took over, knowing the significance of these places and the people that they need to commute from one place to another, we needed to do that bridge. So our administration took it very seriously. We worked with the former Congo chair, now the Secretary General of the Grand Bassa Legislative, Honorable Vincent Willie.
Yeah.
We work along with him. We were able to construct that bridge for $147,000 instead of $225,000 they spent years ago. They didn't, and they didn't achieve the bridge. Excuse me, they did not achieve that bridge. But we spent less than that amount and we achieved the bridge today.
Wow.
Our people are commuting from one place to another. Car is moving on that bridge. We moved to a place in the same electoral district number 4C that borders with Bon County, Nima, and some part of River Says, including Grange. That place, in fact, you can use that place to go Weah and Dora as I speak to you.
Yeah.
So what we did there was, in that place, there was no high school there. So there was an elementary school, and because of the population and the people from different countries that commute to that place because they do farming activities, they do co-activity and other stuff there, we now elevated that school now to a high school status.
Wow.
Yeah, to high school status. In fact, yes, we attached a library to that project. And as I speak to you, that project is being completed, will be dedicated right after the rainy season because, the rainy season time, the movement of people can be restricted based on the season we have per row.
Yeah.
In the same electoral district number 4, in fact, we're constructing one of the popular towns you used to hear about in Liberia, in Bassa, called Bassa Development. Yeah. Bassa was one of the popular Bassa government officials that worked in the national legislature before as representative.
Yeah.
You understand? So based on, in fact, he worked in Taylor Town as well. He was still a representative as well. So in fact, since creation with all of these people they had, national government was not able to even build a structure. What we were using as a clinic were people private homes. So we took over in 2018 up to 2019, we constructed a clinic. A modern clinic. So now, when dedicated, if I will be dedicated before July 20th, it will be the gift for the people in that place. I'm going to be dedicating, and I pray that the President of the Republic abroad were able to go to that dedication so the people can see him, to appreciate him, taking them from people, private homes, what they were using at clinic. Now we have constructed a clinic now with a maternal waiting room, meaning that some will have distancing in these places, wherein somebody had to walk 4 to 5, 6 hours before they come to clinic, meaning pregnant women. So in your 8th month, you will move to the clinic where they had a maternal waiting room and stay there for a month until you give birth.
Wow.
Yes, until you give birth before you go back. You understand? After feeding, you can go back. Wow. So that clinic, in fact, is being painted now and nearing completion, and we're going to dedicate that. And we did not stop there. If you come to Gobi, which is a Wisdom city, is a needed city that was created. You understand? The Gobi Health Facility was jointly constructed by the government of Liberia and the United Methodist Church. But there were some issues after the dedication. The facility was not, up to standard, meaning that no material were there. And then we start working along. We procure some material for that place. We bought some beds, hospital beds. We bought some furniture and all. Right now, as I speak to you, the Ministry of Health now is making that place to be one of the health centers instead of clinic again, because we want to take the burden from the Liberian government hospital that got the fire on so many times. It's on renovation. We want to take the burden from that hospital. So people from that place will not have to come here to do any operation again. All the operation will be done to that hospital sooner or later, because all of the materials are being brought in, and USAID is getting some funding as well to make that place operational. So as I speak to you right now, these are things that we're doing in district number 4. And then you come to electoral district 5, one of the inaccessible places used to be before. But I took the president there, so we'll be moving other places. We constructed a modern youth center. In fact, the president was the one that dedicated that youth center on his tour. All these projects are social development fund projects. Some of the things you hear on Facebook, you follow on Facebook, you hear from politicians, or people using the people's money, they don't follow this. In fact, they don't know these places. And you go to Cocoa Town. Yes, you go to Cocoa Town. Cocoa Town, one of the historical town in electoral district number 5. Never had clinic in the surrounding Cocoa Town. These are people, in fact, they border with the Lac Place, they border with River Cells, and other surrounding towns and villages. We constructed a clinic. I will send a picture of these projects to you so you can see it for yourself.
Right.
And when you come down, I'm going to take you there to see this project. Not everything about people in the diaspora here is good or the truth. Most of these things is politics. You understand?
Politics.
To make you feel that nothing is, politics. To make you feel that nothing is happening home, which is not true. Which is not true. I have a character to protect. How can I be superintendent for 5 years? I will leave from here. I don't have, or 6 years, I don't have no tangible to show. That is not possible. We advocated before we're in mainland political activism. So we cannot come here, we sit here, we squander phone, like people squander opportunities before they want to come back. No, we're not going to do that. Yes, we're going to do that.
Wow.
You understand? So we constructed the clinic, during time. We went on compound for, we built a modern youth center. Right as I speak to you now, we're building a bridge. You understand?
Yeah.
It's the new set bridge. We bring that bridge that will connect, Buchanan City to that place. So we bring that bridge as I speak to you. Lady call that bridge. We bring that bridge as I speak to you. If I go in the scene district number 4, we're building a modern hall for the people. So if they have that program, they don't need to come Buchanan. They can stay right there and have their own program to those places. So you see, these are projects that the county leadership have embarked on. Most of these projects have been completed. Some are ongoing. Some will soon be dedicated. All the projects I'm naming to you, I will send you pictorial evidence with a name attached to them. In fact, I will get you in contact with the PMC so you can speak to him on some of these issues.
Right.
Then now everything will come to public wave. But there are people that deceive our people. They don't understand the rudiment and they don't understand how governance works. And before you do any project, there should be a bidding process. And most of our bidding processes are competitive. And if I televised, it be monitored by media and civil society organizations. You understand?
Right.
So Grand Bassa County is making use of a portion of the social development fund, making sure that the proper agenda for prosperity and development use a needed result and transform the lives of the people. We talk about education. Yeah, we pay children school fee. The Grand Bassa University students, they are benefited from scholarship or financial aid. We ourselves in our offices, we run scholarship in various institutions. So we're building capacity. You know what I'm saying? We're building capacity to
absolutely, Mr. Superintendent.
Then we come to national government project in Grand Bassa County.
Right.
Since 1844, the Unification Pavilion. That road was a dusty road. When all of the international funding were coming, the former president said in 12 years did not know that the pavilion, in fact, that pavilion was built whenever any president come to Bassa, I wanted you to sleep because they have a place for the president to sleep. That place has been a dusty road since 1847. President George Weah had to come and build Kota Road that connect that place and move straight to the police station, because at that place you got a police station, you got a Bassa, you got a city hall, you got a unification pavilion, you got a superintendent compound, you got an election commission office, almost like a diplomatic enclave in Grand Bassa County, or a presidential enclave. You understand?
Right.
That's how that place look like. When you have the stadium, the Dory Sports Stadium. So we took over, the president wanted to do that road. We have dedicated that road as I speak to you. Now, the Dory Sports pitch has been one of the oldest sports pitch in Liberia.
Yep.
Never been more than that.
Yeah.
Yes. When as I speak to you now, we are working along with the Liberia Football Association, the Grand Bassa Legislative Caucus. We have money on our page. In fact, we have top on it. You can play international matches on it. I will take a picture on our football field and send it to you so you can share with your viewer.
Absolutely.
That some of these things we're saying, it is not just by explanation. They are tangibles, they are visible. You can point to them, you can see them. You understand? This development is not on paper anymore. It's not on sample anymore. No. It's not in the pipeline anymore. It's being taken to the people. The president have taken development from the pipeline and taking it to the people.
To the people.
You understand?
From blueprint.
Yes. And in fact,
to reality.
Yeah, from blueprint to reality and footprint.
Yeah.
So you understand? Now you come back to the old folks home that you were talking about. A 32 bedrooms old folks home, all are self-contained, all the rooms. Has their own bathroom, they have a place for caretaker, they have clinic, they have recreation center in it. In fact, it's a morning place. I'm going to send a picture to you as well.
Wow.
Everything I'm saying to you here, I know your viewer are following. They need to see the facts, and I want you to present those facts to them. I'm going to send it to you so you can understand what is happening in Grand Bassa County. So the old folks home is completed. It will soon be dedicated. In fact, I always visit the old folks home. Now the community college bridge, in fact, it's no longer a community college game. It's now a Grand Bassa University. You understand?
Wow.
Before we took over, can you imagine people who claim to have all of the degree that less than 10 and then passing around want to claim ownership of what they did not make, but they are beneficiary of the people's struggle.
Yeah.
People who claim they get out of the doctorate degree, people who claim they get out of the master, they ran the country for over decades upon decades. How can you build a college or a university to a place you can't build a bridge? Today, President Joe, where we are breaking ground for that construction of the bridge, and the bridge is under construction right now. In fact, Baikpeh construction company that constructed the bridge between Timor, which is Riverside, and Grand Bazaar, that constructed the Dusa Bridge. He is the one who has a very good bridge history, is the one constructing that bridge today.
Yeah.
And the bridge is under construction. Those are national government projects. I want to say to you that these people you see, that you hear them talking, this, that, those are people who envy development. The people that love development, they will partner and work with the president of making sure that, look, this thing that you're doing is changing lives, it's changing stories, it's making for people to believe that the government is for the people and by the people.
Right.
And that is the reason why I will always support President Weah in anything you do, because he's a man of war, he's a man of courage. You understand? He don't allow people to define him. He don't allow for people to, because he's a victim of stereotyping. He's a victim of name calling. So he knows exactly what he's doing. So I believe that these things are happening under his leadership. And Grand Bassa County is making significant effort and progress in terms of development. And we are working towards that. In fact, by early next year now, we'll be having stable electricity in Grand Bassa County because the West Africa Power Pool substation are being completed. They have done the mapping of Buchanan City. So I think it will become the economic hub of Liberia, because this place is where the blueprint they did for the economic zone, the special economic zone, are supposed to be constructed in Liberia under President Sedi's leadership. Yeah. They're supposed to build a special economic zone. That was not done, and the president is contemplating on constructing the special economic zone. And when a special economic zone comes, it will do additional value to local produce. So you see what happening. So this place will become an industrial place, an industrial part of Liberia, where people will come, look for jobs, where people will come and live and make things to happen for their family and themselves. So this is the Grand Bazaar we're talking about. And I saw one of your posts on this show, somebody said, I was not at the CDC anniversary. Trust me, today, I was one of the kids in CDC from 2004. We in fact, I veteran the war from RRA with President Weah for the first time he came to Liberia. War from RRA to 14th Street on Pink Avenue.
Wow.
If you cut my vein, you will see the CDC in it because I believe in him at the time. Even at the point, this president we're talking about, this is a humble and honest person. At the point, Liberian said, you know what, new book, he came by and said, look, let me go back to school. It's like what they want, let me do it. After he came back, he graduated in 2010, 2011. The said, you don't get experience. He said, okay, let me get wisdom. Who get the master degree, who know law, let me get you a chance. You understand? There's a man who said, okay, since I don't get experience, 2014, let me go to the Senate, let me start from there. This is a man that encouraged criticism and making stronger of who he is today.
Right.
And I believe in him. So I just want to say to you, my brother, Grand Bassa County as served as the administrative head and the chief executive officer of Grand Bassa County. We are making significant progress, and we'll continue to make those progress for the life of our people to be improved and to look. In fact, there's a cement plant now that will be next to cement. It's under construction in Grand Bassa County.
A cement factory?
Yes, a cement factory. Yes, I will send a picture of the cement factory. Wow. Nearing completion. But next month we'll be dedicating another plywood factory too. It will be open to the public. So you'll be seeing plywood made in Liberia and will be sold to other people around West Africa. It's a very big plywood factory. Same OTC left. In fact, it will be the only plywood factory in Liberia right now. You understand? It's very big. Wow. So these are things that is happening in Grand Bassa County on our leadership. So I want to encourage all Bassa citizens, wherever you are, and you are following this broadcast, you need to come back home. Don't be pushed away from your country. Don't be misled by what Facebook is telling you. Not everything you see on Facebook is real. Not everything you see on Facebook is real. I'm saying this to you.
Absolutely.
Even banana can tend to cassava on Facebook. Not everything is real. Not everything is real. Some people come on. Yeah. Banana can tend to. Yeah.
Absolutely. Folks, if you
even salt can tend to sugar.
Yeah. No doubt. If you are just joining us here, we are in conversation with the Honorable Superintendent of Grand Bassa County, Honorable Janjay Baikpeh, who gave us a dossier of information here about development or projects that are ongoing across the county, Grand Bassa County, from the County Development Fund to the national project undertaken by the national government, as well as the Cloud Hope Foundation, with the old folks' home being built and will soon be dedicated in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. Mr. Superintendent, before I bring my two analysts here, Delano Tamasa, your colleague, and Abraham Kone,